Yo, what's up guys, Matt aka some Dynamite, and welcome back to another video. As you can tell by the title, we are going to be covering Claire for hopefully the last time, because I don't feel like dwelling on this shit. And here with me, I have someone to help, cover all the new information that's came out since the last video. Clover, say hi.
How um I run my channel, so there's that.
Yeah, Clover will be posting their own video. I don't know if they'll be taking anything from this video or making their own. I guess y'all will
Uh,
see. I'll have theirs linked in the description. Make sure you go subscribe to them as well, because I'm not gonna lie, they make some banger ass content.
for real.
But, anyways, like I was saying, today's video is going to be covering Claire for the last time, as a whole lot of shit has came up since the last document. Mentions there will be mentions of pedophilia, rape jokes, sexualization, things of that manner. So if you are, you know, iffy
Sensitive.
around that, feel free to click off here or skip through, whichever works for you. But just for a quick rundown for those who don't know, Claire, or aka Claire Ruth, I can't speak. Claire Ruth Fontenelle, or more known publicly as Claire Ruth Gunderson, is a 20-year-old content creator, mostly active on Twitter and YouTube, who mainly does voice acting, comic dubs, covers, and other things. She's mainly in the Omori, Yandere Simulator, and Coffin of Andy and Lele fandoms, and has a clear disdain for the FNF community due to past controversies. Uh, she has recently gone under fire for harassing multiple people, including minors, making various rape and violent sexual assault jokes, wishing for others to be raped or violently assaulted via battery or sexual assault, as well as making mentions of actual gore videos, including ones that depicts an infant being abused. She's also defended groomers and pedophiles such as Amora Ultra, Blue Cat Riolu, Madman Halloween, and multiple others. For those who don't know, the more Ultra, I will have Toastify's video on him linked in the description, as he goes very deep in depth. Blue Cat Riolu, a quick summarization. He essentially groomed a 14 and a 13-year-old into sending him videos of making IRL inflation content, which had landed those children in the hospital. He went to court for his actions and pleaded out guilty via insanity, hence why he's still online now and in contact with Claire. And Madman Halloween has, on multiple occasions, attempted to get in a relationship with people as young as 16 while being in their 20s. But I'm currently reading over a document that will detail her behavior and show experiences of those who have dealt with her. I will occasionally bring that up on the screen to show, what I'm going over. And again, for the last time, there will be very possibly triggering content. So again, if you do not like that or you do not wish to see that, feel free to either skip through or click off here. Clover, anything you want to add before we get started?
Um, it's been 4 months since the last video that was posted on her. So yeah, a lot of shit's happened. Mostly a bunch of, well, as Doug said, a lot of like new shit Claire's done. A lot more accounts that we have to keep track of, and also, uh, one thing is, please probably don't go after Claire because she's probably not going to listen. All things considered. I mean, I think many people are trying to at least somewhat reason with her, and it usually ends out of like her acting like a little child. So yeah.
Oh, so today we're going to be going over a couple of talking points to kind of make this easier to listen to and deal with. But first off, we're going to be talking about a user by the name of Pika 2000, or aka Camilla. This is an individual Claire has harassed for the last few years. Uh, they are I'm not trying to say this rudely, I mean this with the best intents, but they are not exactly a mentally well individual, and Claire has taken advantage of that and slandered them on that on multiple occasions, which has led to hospitalizations, them needing new meds, etc., etc. Uh, Claire tends to go after them due to their involvement with an individual named Joan. Joan will cover later. And Claire has made misinformative and defamatory posts about Pika and humiliating them in public for being a quote-unquote pedophile, we'll cover that in a second, and exposing their fetish, which he took part in for comfort reasons. And again, Pika is not a confirmed pedophile, but to Claire, this is not the case due to them knowing someone that Claire claims had groomed them. So let me bring up this image real quick for y'all, if I can get it to work. Pause. We are having a bit of technical issues, my fault. Alright, so as you can see, I currently have a document pulled up. This is showing Claire's harassment of Pika Pika. You'll see how they're just making comments regularly, trying to, be normal. And we have Claire saying things like they're a pedo, they're dating a pedo, beware. This person's an FNF pedo, don't trust them. They hope they ruin certain games for them, things like that, etc., etc. Put that away so I can continue reading. If my computer would work, there we go. Okay, but according to Pika, this harassment was going on dating back since about 2 months before they harassed their boyfriend. So like I said, for about, I want to say 2 or 3 years now. They have been harassing them, calling them a pedophile, saying they're dating a pedophile, things like that nature, etc., etc. They have sent a picture of Pika Pika displaying cream and tails porn. However, no indication the message was truly sent out from what server or if it was actually Pika, because at the time, from what we know and what we have gathered, Pika has had the same account for the last 2 years, yet Claire's, quote-unquote screenshot was shown from 3 months ago on an entirely different account saying it was Pika. Again, we don't know if that was them, so that's up in the air. Due to Claire's ongoing harassment, the user, Pika Pika, has been going through a lot of suicidal tendencies and has been sent to the hospital multiple times on occasion. Again, it's been a very iffy situation all around. There's not really much to comment on there. But as for our next point, we will be talking about Claire's constant sexualization of things ranging from 15-year-old characters to actual, real life minors. And we'll just go over that. Claire's been called out for sexualizing a lot of things, mainly calling one of the FNF mods characters, Cloud, a 15-year-old character, a lolly, because Claire thought the creator who created the character, that's a fucked sentence, my bad. They claim that they made the character for quote-unquote disgusting purposes, since the character looks up to Senpai, who, we'll get into that later, who is 18. The creator of the mod never specified that Cloud's feelings for Senpai were requited, nor does the character simply being a child proof enough to call them a lolly. There was also mention that Claire was young at the time, but it's really hard to prove these images, as they were either 2 years ago or last year. Claire went on to state that, quote-unquote, as for Cloud, FNF character, B-sided Sky, I only called her a lolly as I thought she was created for disgusting purposes. I talked with her creator and found out this is not the case, nor does she intend for Cloud to be shipped with Senpai. I don't care anyway about the character anymore and only had the grudge when I was 17 as I was immature and thought she was made for revolting purposes. The source is Claire's original response doc, which I don't plan on going over that on a video. I don't know if Clover may or may not, but
Probably not.
yeah, it's because it's honestly I think it's 90 pages long and covers nothing she's done. So I personally don't plan on going over it. But
And plus, it's very outdated. In fact, she also put a whole video going over the document, and I reacted to that live on stream. It was so fucking boring. I was like, I just couldn't even play my game that I had running in the background. Because I was just so I just wanted to go to bed at that point because it was so ass.
yeah, I personally read the doc.
Oh, not.
Like I said, it doesn't go over anything that she's currently done. It doesn't address, the rape threats, her constant sexualization of minors, things like that. So I'll leave it linked if you want to read it yourself. But again, I don't think it's personally worth going over. But the next part of this document has screenshots that I showed in my original videos, as well as comments she made under the original 2 videos I had made. It's essentially her expressing her love for Amor Ultra and Blue Cat Riolu, those which again we
For
know to be
pedophiles.
confirmed we know to be confirmed pedophiles. It's also Claire harassing others through deviant arts, through DMs or notes on their pages, and most of these notes involve her expressing thoughts of harm and death towards FNF fans and finding sexual pleasure in these thoughts. She also expresses a fondness of Amor Ultra and other problematic figures in the FNF community because she sees herself as a quote-unquote enemy to the community as they are. And this is worrying because the people she compares herself to are legitimate pedophiles who have been proven to take advantage of children. And joke or not, I personally find this disrespectful to the actual victims because, I mean, if a random person came up saying, hey, I'm just like the person who took advantage of you, I would personally find offense to that. Her justification for this behavior is that it works as a quote-unquote deterrent to her harassers, as they'll see how insane or hungry she is for attention and go away, yet it really only puts more eyes on her as a result. So I mean, it again, it's just really a weird situation because me personally, if I was under fire for pedophilia accusations, I wouldn't go and, compare myself to a pedophile. That's just me. Let's see. Sorry, I'm scrolling through this. Okay, so there are a couple screenshots I'm going to pull up here. Again, these are still from the doc. This is pretty much Claire discussing, rape to, discussing rape quote-unquote jokes with minors. Her talking about her feeling, sexual attraction to the rape and assault of people or characters. So again, if you don't feel okay with that, feel free to, scroll
Click off.
past or click off here. So let me play. Okay, so as you can see for this first screenshot, it's Claire saying, quote unquote, or no, I'm sorry, the user up here is a user by the name of Dawn, telling Claire, like, no one likes her, things like that. The weird stuff she does is weird and shows her to be insane. And her response to that was, I touched myself to Senpai dying, which was,
Weird.
yeah, weird. As you can see, her making rape jokes to a character named Senpai. Again, her just saying I'm not reading that. I'm sorry. That's fucking weird. You can see
Yeah.
this. Her discussing again rape rape fetishes with a character. Third one, same thing. That as you can see that account right here, the Bye Bye Scheme. That is me. So yeah, I've had to witness this shit firsthand. So yeah,
Yeah.
that was funny. Uh,
Psych.
yeah, fuck that. And then here, whether I like it or not, I'm gonna have to read this, but this is a user by the name of Jaden saying, how they believe certain people should be quote unquote punished. Yeah, and then they say being punished with tentacles just sounds like a good time to me. TBH. Claire saying not to senpai, shove them in all his holes, and I mean all of them. And this next user is someone by the name of Dev McDowell, who we will cover later,
Yeah.
saying, let's see if he'll explode from how violated he'll be from the tentacles. And then Claire saying, as all femboys deserve. It.
She goes after people who, it's like,
She tends to go after anybody who even thinks to question her actions or anything she says. And she'll do things saying they deserve to be raped, they should be violated, they're FNF fans, things like that. And again, it's just really troublesome behavior, I personally believe. Because as you can see here, her constantly talking about rape, again, here, and then uh, as for the earlier mentions where we talk about Claire referencing legitimate gore videos and one involving a infant being beaten and abused, that's right here Claire talking about quote unquote Senpai's destruction, where again, most of you have been around the internet long enough, you know of a video called Daisy's Destruction. I'm not going to go into detail, but I'm sure most of you know. And she
it's
consistently references that video and will even go out of her way to actually make mentions of the video itself to people as young as 14. So, Yeah. Again, just her same thing, rinse, repeat. Wishing for the rape of people and a character, just openly discussing her sexual attraction towards it with minors, and it's just again a very fucked up situation. Alright, alrighty. So, Clover, you got anything you want to say?
Um, so I think up to this point is around the time I started getting involved with Claire's shit. Because I don't know if this was around. Okay, yeah, this was around March, but this is getting very close to time I popped in. Um, I got involved with Claire's shit back around April 18th because I got invited by a friend who wishes to remain anonymous. They asked me, "Hey, you want to go make fun of some pedophiles?" Now, me being me, I was like, "Hell yeah!" So I got invited, and a little note is that everybody in the group chat besides Claire was a minor. Um, the oldest ones being 15 and the youngest being 13. And she was basically giving the rundown of what she was quote unquote going through, which was the usual stuff, talking about her groomers, FNF fans, that sort of thing. And then there was a screenshot floating around of me saying, "Hey, it's fine." And she tried to use that as a argument to let her trauma dump on minors because that's what she did. I want to go and make a quick clarification on that. That was when I initially joined the group chat. All right. Um, I was, just getting informed of the situation because, as I said, I just joined. So that was more of a, "Oh, okay, thanks for letting me know what's going on. Give me context," instead of, "Hey, it's fine to trauma dump whenever you want." And another thing is just the FNF fan jokes. She tries to say that I should have told her to stop, but like here's the thing. Claire just doesn't listen. And during the group chat when it was alive, she would constantly derail any conversation and make it about her. Um, she basically would just like talk about her, like, for example, some people would be asking, "Hey," would be asking, talking to other people, asking, "Hey, you'll play Fortnite or something?" Because, yeah. And she would also like, I guess, fish for compliments of sorts because like she would constantly ask, "What do you guys think of me?" And well, yeah. So like she would also like constantly shit talk Camilla, which we already talked about, by also sending in a joke image by Camilla, I believe. It was for Mario Wonder. It was a elephant, and Claire still uses this to this day. And eventually, both me and someone else who also wishes to remain anonymous, started to get sick of Claire, along with a few other people. So I decided to go ahead and do my own independent research before I started going after people to make sure, I wasn't misinterpreting anything. And then I found out that Claire was doing this, and I ranted a bit on my public Twitter account. Claire DM'd me, and I decided to just ignore her because I just wasn't wanting to talk to her at that point. But like during the group chat, she would also like talk about the videos that Sun already made on her, which, yeah. Eventually, during a conversation where Claire sent Son Amy ship art, nothing NSFW, it was completely SFW, but she immediately started talking about the video and talking about something random, well, all the FNF fans made one. They claimed aimed I used the hard R, the hard R to question cracker. I'm not even joking, which I don't even think was a thing. And then I went ahead and expressed my discomfort with the fact that Claire constantly talked about it. I was like, Slog, no offense, but how is that related? We went from Sonic Fury to this. Someone else, Gray, who doesn't wish to be associated with the situation anymore, said, yeah. And then Claire's like, it was something kind of funny. I assumed it was all right because it was an hour ago and no one had said anything because no one really cared. Like, we were all focusing on our own things. Not all this. The group chat wasn't about Claire, as the group chat was made after some unrelated friend group drama, so we had to make a new group chat. And I didn't get invited because I was at a friend's house. I was making pasta when the friend group drama happened, and I didn't get invited until around the next morning. And I went ahead and pointed out that no one besides her really cares or talks about FNF because she constantly talks about it. And eventually, Grace X, who that's how I'm going to refer to her as, started to pop off on Claire. basically telling her that it wasn't very cool to just straight up trauma dump on minors, and also because of a photo that was taken where you could see Claire's uh, extra hair, to say the least. No one really noticed it besides her. However, it's like one of those images like you see something you're never going to be able to unsee it. Um, but around then, the group chat heavily fell off as me and a few others left. The few remaining people are probably on hiatus at the moment. I know one of the youngest ones was because he was moving house. So yeah, around this time when I was venting on my public Twitter account about how I just disliked Claire, I found a screenshot of Claire quoting Debbie saying a mixed man jump scare. Now, I didn't know Debbie. Claire never mentioned him. So, from what I saw, this was a completely out of the blue thing. So yeah, Debbie got pissed at me. He blocked me. So yeah, and then that's about it for the group chat. Any comments? Any comments?
No. As for the mixed band jump scare thing, that was cause of me. Cause Devin has a nice tendency to be very racist to anybody who offers any sort of valid criticism. So I'll admit I got pissed. I was like, why are you throwing around all these slurs as a white guy? And that's where that whole thing came from, really. And as for the quote unquote hard R thing, that was when I want to say it was February, maybe. There was one instance where Claire just straight up said, the N word. I can't say the word because, YouTube. But, yeah, Claire just straight up called someone the N word for offering valid criticism, and then everybody was like, hey, wait a minute, you are legitimately white. You cannot say that. So, yeah, that's where that came from. It wasn't her saying cracker, it was her saying the actual N word.
Yeah, yeah. I figured that's what it was, but
Yeah.
here as you can see, Claire was just throwing around the elephant of Camilla, the thing. Again, she would constantly talk shit in the group chat, and no one really cared. And like, Claire would like straight up lie, saying that it was Camilla's quote unquote persona when I talked to Camilla about it. Uh, she said no, that was made for Mario Wonder as like a little shitty joke. I don't remember where I could find that because I'm pretty sure the message got deleted, but I could look at some point, maybe include it in the video post editing.
Alright,
So
so, alright, we good?
yeah,
Alright, so as for this next bit, it'll be going over Claire's, false claims against people. For this first one, there is a user by the name of Bree who we do have here in the voice call. If Clover, you wanna unmute them if they feel like commenting on this part. But
alright,
I'm gonna go over what this says. Claire has also accused a user who goes by Bree of being into incest, pedophilia, as well as necrophilia, due to the fact that Bree had insulted her during a Twitter space because Claire was constantly making, NSFW jokes to minors, and Bree decided to speak up on it. Note that Bree did not know of Claire prior to this, because this is all in a Twitter space. But
yeah,
note that Bree did not know of Claire prior to the Twitter space, and their interactions with Claire were mostly Bree trolling her, trying to get a reaction out of her. Outside of this space, she only referred to Claire as a man, and said that Claire was trans as an attempt at a joke, which we have all come to the conclusion
yeah.
in
Not funny.
hindsight, it wasn't the best joke. Bree has since apologized, so we all good. I will link to the post, like the original post, if you feel like reading through the space. Uh, Bree, you got anything you want to say?
You're unmutable.
Oh,
And
I thought.
anything, like, before you guys try to cancel me and shit, I am just gonna say that I can reclaim every slur that I said in that video right there. And plus, like, since that day before, she kept responding to my posts every 24/7 of the day, like 3 times. Like, I wasn't even giving her a response, saying like, "Aren't you a necrophile? Don't you like dead kids?" And I was like, "Girl, what the fuck?"
Yeah, and I do have screenshots for all of those. I will be putting those up here in a second. Alright, so as for the screenshots you'll see here on screen, this is pretty much just Claire, going after Bree, saying, aren't you a necrophile, aren't you a pedophile, saying they're transphobic, etc., etc. So you just scroll through, read. This one here, Bree was making a Pride Month joke, which, again, they can say, we've all agreed, it is okay. So it was Bree saying, "Alright, fun's over, hide y'all flags," and then Claire came on their post saying, "Ain't you a necrophile?" Someone was asking why is they've been since suspended because they've made rape art. So yeah, but anyways, they were saying like, "Why are you going after this person?" And then Claire said, "This weirdo harassed me with transphobia."
Um, I don't mean to interrupt, son, and this is a really weird place to do this, but due to the fact that Claire started being transphobic towards one of her exes on her alt account, I have to come and say this. So, Claire over here is trying to claim that Bree was being transphobic to her because of a shitty joke. However, now Claire is going after one of her exes, Julie, and constantly dead-naming her and misgendering her. And same thing with Debbie. He's doing the same thing, except he's doing it on his NSFW alt. And all I have to say is just, seriously, if you're trying to make yourself not seem like a transphobe, this is the worst look for you possible. This shit has gotten to the point where Julie has privated her account. So, this was like the first edit I've had to make regarding Claire doing something in the span of 2 days. This video was recorded on the 24th. And it's the 26th. It's like 3 in the morning. I'm still editing this, and I don't even think I'm halfway fucking done yet. So, yeah. Screenshots on screen. You get the shit. I'm out. Later. Back to you, son.
Talking about me having sex with my dad's corpse as a child. Again, I just want to say that is untrue. Claire is pretty much pulling that shit out their ass. I will have the space linked if you want to listen to it for yourself, have your proof. And then Claire saying they're also anorexic, which isn't true, but even then, that's not really an insult or any point of, objectification. But Claire also tends to accuse minors of having fetishes or being an NSFW as a ways of attacking them. These next 3 screenshots you see on the bottom here, I can't go over them, as it does include blood, which YouTube doesn't like, so we'll just go over these. Claire mentioning a user by the name of Seductorave, saying Seductorave has an obsession with NSFW despite being a minor, which, again, that was something they had kept private. We know how Twitter tends to take these things, so I'm just gonna say it. As long as it is private, I feel there is no issue. That is something that Claire decided to bring up as a point of retort. This next one, shit, I almost pulled up the screenshots of the blood. A user by the name of Fiendish was asking Claire, show that where they brought it up publicly, and then Claire saying here, along with this, Rave is a minor, has named themselves Seduct Rave, as has a succubus Sona, and has talked about cosplaying Jessica Rabbit. The overly suggestive and MSW is weird, and Claire's proof of that is them literally just saying, Claire is sick and not in a good way because of all the, rape jokes, rape art, etc., etc. Hold on, I got. Alright, so as for this next topic, this is one that I was personally involved in, as Claire was going after me at the time. These screenshots I'll be up front, they don't have a whole lot of context, as this is my original Twitter account, which has since been suspended thanks to Claire, and this is Claire's original account, which I had got suspended due to her sending gore art and animal gore to minors. So, yeah, but this is pretty much her just discussing me apparently wanting period blood, her wanting to put a tampon in my mouth, which is fucking weird. But let me pull that up. Alright, so as you can see here, this was... At first, she had said, "Do you want to get my period blood? Because that's what liars get." And I said, no one wants to see this shit. She had said, "Too bad," and then just showed a whole ass, bloody tampon image. And then she had tried accusing me of having quote-unquote trans femme porn and lolly porn in my likes, which, again, every time I asked for proof, she just evaded the question, and I even showed a whole video of me scrolling through all of my likes, and nothing was shown, and she was saying, well, I've got screenshots, but, again, no proof. And then again, as you said here, I said, I don't want that. That shit is nasty. Then she had said, want my tampon in your mouth. That's what liars get. Which, again, really fucking weird behavior, seeing as how I expressed discomfort multiple times. Clover, you got anything you want to say on that?
I don't really have much to say, so yeah.
Alright, Bree, you got anything you want to say?
Probably
If
got muted.
Clover didn't fucking mute your ass
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, I would like to say that she's basically a freakazoid, not gonna lie. Um, I'm trying to use safe words right now to
Hang on,
describe her.
pause. Let me cut you off there. Speak
I'm
up,
trying to
bro.
use safe. Oh my
Speak up.
god!
You're quiet. I can barely hear you, dog, and I've got headphones in, turned up all the way.
Real.
I'm sorry. Anyways,
There we go. There we go.
I was trying to say that I just want to say that I don't think giving Claire attention will be, you know, appropriate. I would say if you just see her accounts, just, block and
Lord.
report because I want her gone. Out. Gone.
Yeah, that seems to be the general consensus, because this
Yeah.
motherfucker is just weird. But
Yeah, they
anyways,
do not. Yeah.
bro, I'm gonna throat punch you, bro. I'm gonna throat punch you.
Leave me alone!
But anyways, as for this next part, we're just gonna discuss Claire's, anti-Japanese racism as well as xenophobia, because Claire has made multiple remarks on multiple occasions saying that, 2 bombs wasn't enough for Japan, they need a third. She likes to discuss, Japanese stereotypes, like, they sell dog meat, cat meat, shit like that, saying Europeans are better, etc., etc. It's just, just very racist.
Just racist.
She goes on to say that she feels justified in this just for the simple fact that Japan makes anime and that's a quote-unquote pedophile island. So let me bring up the screenshots real quick. If my computer would, agree with OBS here. Okay, there we go. So as you can see for this first part, Bunny Slasher, I'll talk about them in a second, but they were saying, like, Claire, you're being racist. Claire was saying 2 bombs wasn't enough, we need a third. Someone was discussing how Claire tends to fantasize about Japanese people and things like that, and she was saying Japan sells dog meat, zero fantasies, just cold hard facts. Thankfully, those freaks are getting stood up against by European animal rights groups, blah blah blah. And Claire was saying, if you love Japanese food so much, be careful, because Balto might be stuck in between your teeth. Yeah. And then, as you see here, her quote-unquote justifying that, saying animes for pedophiles, Japan is only proof that pedos live on islands. It's just, again, I'd say very racist, trying to use stereotypes as a quote-unquote defense. Clover, you got anything you want to say on that?
She clearly did not listen to the "Don't Be Racist" I am building. Clearly.
I'm sorry, that was funny. Okay, so as for this next part, this is going to be about, the stage we've been talking about the whole time. This was a stage that I had held because, I wanted Claire to at least say something about her actions, let people who've had, personal experience with her, confront her and just discuss what's been going on. And let's just say it went downhill very fast. I had held the stage on August 17th. Like I said, it was created to confront Claire about her actions. Actions? I can't speak, I'm sorry, y'all. But it was made to confront her about her actions and hopefully bring this situation to an end, or at least, tie up some loose ends. Claire was being extremely cooperative the entire time, making multiple remarks about wanting Ninja Muffin, an actual person by the way, to be raped. Yeah, they were wishing for them to be raped as well as God, I can't
wishing
speak. I'm
wishing
sorry.
other
I'm
minors to get touched, along with Sun himself. He was
yeah.
basically just
She
being a horrible piece of shit.
Yeah, she was wishing for FNF fans to be raped and went as far as making multiple remarks against me, saying I should be raped again and hoping that she happens again. And I just want to go on record and state that I am a victim of CSA. She knows this and continuously use that as a quote unquote joke point. Claire had also made extremely suggestive remarks towards another minor in the call named Clover, who we
Mhm.
have here. I
Yeah.
just want to say,
Uh,
Clover is 15. I do have a
I'm actually
recording of.
16 now.
Oh
I
yeah,
am 16
their birthday
now.
was Well,
Yeah,
as of this
yeah.
recording, their birthday was yesterday.
Yeah,
So
I
you
turned
know,
16
no,
yesterday.
no, fuck, fuck.
The
Hold
recording.
on, let me speak. Let me speak. uh, I want y'all, fuck Claire. Go in the comments of this. Wish Clover happy belated birthday, cause they're cool as shit. But I do have a recording. Well, Clover has it. But
Yeah,
there's a
I
recording of the
have.
space. I will have that linked as well. They were saying multiple times after making rape jokes towards me, saying I hope you get what you deserve, Clover. Wink, wink. And during the call in the no mic chat, she continued making multiple remarks about how FNF fans and others deserve to be raped, as well as other nasty remarks. I'm gonna pull that up real quick. Alright, so as you can see here for the screenshots on the screen, this is Claire constantly talking about people deserving rape, saying, quote unquote, I'm gonna record more rape audios now, you should get raped, you deserve to get raped, saying that again, you should be violently raped, I hope your rapist rapes you again, blah 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 blah, just going on about how she wishes for me and others to be raped. Uh, it's just I will just slowly scroll through, and as you see, proof right here at the bottom, that is her. That's her Discord. You can literally go look at it right now. It's just, yeah, a very disgusting and fucked up thing to do. Again, like I said, I will have the space linked down below. Or not space, stage. Clover, you got anything you want to say?
Yeah. So for I have a lot of things to talk about the stage. So before the stage, the reason it was on Discord was because of the Twitter space being recorded by two things. Twitter itself, there's a little now, and also me. I recorded part of it and put it as an unlisted video on my second channel. Claire tried to come after me, saying it was creepy for me to record it without her consent, but I have 3 points. A, it was unlisted. B, the whole Twitter space was recorded, and there's a little recording bar. And C, during that space, I said, and because like we were getting to like the final part where Claire said she was gonna promise that like she was gonna leave everybody alone. I said, and I quote, and I interrupted the entire space. I said, "Hey, let me get my OBS up because I gotta caption this shit." So that's why the entire stage, because like I wasn't really planning on recording it. Um, if Claire had a problem at the time, she would have said something about it definitely in the few minutes it took me to get my shit set up. Um, and so it was agreed to be a Discord stage, and then along with that, it wasn't like the stage was like completely
Hang on.
half-assed. No,
You mind if I say something real quick?
yeah.
And I just want to say to finish that out for the reasons of it being recorded. Claire's whole thing about us needing her consent to record because Tennessee is a quote unquote two-party state. It is not. Tennessee is a one-party state. So long as one party is okay with the conversation being recorded, it is still legally acceptable. So that point is invalid as Clover was the one recording and they were fine with it being recorded. Therefore, you have your one-party consent. So, yeah.
Plus,
Anyways,
there
Clover, you
was.
can continue.
Okay. Also, another thing about that is that everybody on the in the server that it took place on knew it was being recorded, or we talked about it being recorded multiple times, and everyone was cool with it because there wasn't going to be many people talking due to the fact that this stage wasn't going to be half-assed. As like the Twitter space, we had a bunch of people speaking over each other. Now, while that did happen in the stage, we tried to control it a little bit. Um, we had some people kicked because they said they were going to troll. So yeah. Now, granted, there was trolling in that, but point being, the stage wasn't half-assed. And along with that, uh, I have a bunch of timestamps. And also, during that stage, we also had an interview with Devi. But I think we'll probably get to that. I don't know. I don't know if we should talk about it now or when we get to actually talk about Devi, but um
I'm gonna cover Devin after this. That way we're going to wrap this up.
yeah. So while that was also going on, she was also spamming Gore in chat along with fetish art. So that was lovely to see. I got it covered on video too, as I was like trying to be very thorough. And along with that, there was a few other notable events, such as hold on, let me get there. All right. So of course, as Sun said, she tried to say that I quote unquote I hope you get what you deserve. This was at the 1 hour, 55 minute, and 41 second mark. You can't really hear it because I was talking over her because she pissed me off. She also tried to justify sending me quote unquote evidence when in reality it was just furry inflation porn. She sent that to me, a minor, and she also tried to justify calling a minor a cum slut and telling him to kill himself because quote unquote he's an FNF fan, which doesn't justify it in the slightest. She also wished death on people with eating disorders around the 3 hour, 18 minute, and 7 second mark. She also started moaning in call at the 3.5 hour mark, which was lovely, and told me and T Tonk, someone else, to kill ourselves. And yeah, and around that time, we also did interview both Claire's girlfriend at the time, Nicole, and Debbie, which we'll get to Debbie in a second because we have a lot to talk about him. Nicole, on the other hand, was actually very level-headed and was being very reasonable. And after the stage, they did break up. So, yeah. I think that's all for right now.
Yeah, so that's pretty much stage summed up. And like I said, I will have a link to the stage in the description below, as well as if you want to see the original videos I made on Claire, that way you can have more context. You can just go ahead and go on my channel, check that out. And I will have the document I'm using for this video linked as well. Although, do be careful because Claire had mass reported the first making of this doc due to it showing, proof of her actions, so I will have a couple of copies. But, if you want them... Huh?
What's funny is I can actually still read the original document for some reason. I'm still able to fully read it.
Yeah, but
in
I'm
its
saying,
entirety.
just be careful. I'm gonna have a couple copies. That way, if people do want to read it, they can go ahead and read it.
Yeah.
But, and to wrap this up, we're just gonna discuss Devin. I can't really show any of the art here due to it being very suggestive
Gore and
NSFW. Yeah, gore. But pretty much we'll just discuss them. As for all the artwork Claire has been sending, it has been drawn by someone by the name of Devin McDowell. It's mainly just gore, fetish art, rape art, things of that nature. Yeah. He used the excuse of it being quote-unquote shock material to have people leave him and Claire alone.
I guess we can also go and talk about the interview because there's some things that we can talk about there. So,
yeah,
around,
Devin,
so...
Bro, cut it off! But Devin himself is now in his own situation. On a now suspended alt account, he had made a song called "The More We Hate FNF," which was, I'm not gonna lie, very fucking crudely produced and sounds like ass. But it was pretty much him talking about how FNF fans should be raped and murdered, and due to how crude and tone deaf it was, the backlash led to him privating and eventually his account becoming suspended. I'm not gonna link the song's linked in the document. I'm not linking it myself because by God is it fucking ass.
Yeah. And then
Clover,
another thing is
say on that?
yeah. So also another part during the stage. So as I mentioned, Debbie and Nicole were there, and so we had an interview with Debbie, which he talks about some points that later got invalidated. So for number one, he said he didn't endorse Claire, saying that F- in the FNF community should get raped, which was a lie considering the song he made. He was He also said he was tired of Claire constantly adding him. He then said he wasn't really pressured, but he didn't care about the art he was drawing, and then also the Ashley mentional art, which is one of the art that we can't show here on YouTube, was meant to be kept between Debbie and Claire. However, Claire threw that out anyways. And then after the stage, he released a public statement, saying that, I'm gonna real quick read that out. It's a little long, but it's not that long at the same time. So here it is. The people that are calling out, and criticizing, you know what? No, I'm not gonna call them what they are. FNF. I'm gonna call them what they are. FNF fans. They've been manipulating me this all time. Probably my old ex friends to believe Claire is a bad person, as well as a terrible, shitty, filthy excuse for a human being, and that she's pressuring me into doing whatever for her when she's been nothing but a sweet, loyal, caring, and reasonable friend to me. They pried me open and to give them answers and info about her that I didn't want to give out or how I was feeling, and because I was frustrated and overall stressed with the whole situation I got. But now I want to say this. Do not take any of the FNF fans' sides, especially those that are affiliated with Claire's harassers and her abusers. They'll manipulate you and succeed in getting you to say what you think and you believe out of your mouth that they so desperately are dying to know. They were always manipulative and attempted not to only put me, but Claire in danger as than she even deserves, as well as being cautious. Do not interact or even get in contact with these people. They will groom you into being on their side and turn you into an enemy of Claire or other people associated with her. Thank you, now leave me alone. Now, what does this mean? Well, first of all, anything he said during the stage should be taken with enough salt to probably kill you. And also, a little after this, is not only did Nicole break up with Claire, 30 minutes after they broke up, Debbie and Claire got together. A 30-minute rebound. So, yeah. And then he, then the whole thing with Twitter, he made a song that got over 1,000 quote tweets, which was absolutely fucking hilarious, by the way. So,
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I got absolutely shit on.
yeah, he got cooked. But, so yeah. Then, and while I was writing the document on that part, I started talking about it. So, around a little after that, Debbie started shitting on someone called Moth, who, well, Debbie started calling people whores. It's including minors. You know Dawn from earlier? Yeah, he called she was using the account called Horizon, and Debbie said, "Okay, Horizon," and which is some crazy ass work to be doing, calling a minor a whore. And then for Moth, to my knowledge, Moth has like actual trauma about that, as in her replies. She mentioned it, and yeah. So, yeah, and along with that, there's so yeah, to my knowledge, Debbie only has two accounts, which is his NSFW account and which has been privated because it was public for some fucking reason. Which, another thing I want to real quick throw out there is that at one point during a Twitter argument, Debbie and Claire replied to me on their NSFW accounts. I blocked them, but now I have them. Along with that, let's see, what else do I have on my list? Oh yeah, son, we also have to talk about Joan. We completely forgot to talk about her, because there's some other points that are... Yeah.
For long story short, Joan is someone that Claire claims is their quote-unquote harasser and groomer. Their only proof of them is both of them sending porn to each other. We don't know the confirmed ages of either party at the time, hence why I'm saying quote-unquote.
Yeah.
Again, if they are, I don't endorse them in any kind of way. If they aren't, I mean, good for them. I don't really know. There's not much to say on that.
Yeah. But because of that, and also because of the old Bell Burner, which has its own sort of drama, ran by a shitty person, in that old document, they defended Joan, saying misinformation, Joan never groomed anyone, when, A, we don't really have any sort of proof of that. We don't know if... And
again, there's no solid proof of Joan being a groomer or not. Like I said, if they are, I don't endorse them in any kind of way. If they aren't, I mean, good for them. Like I said, the only proof is both Claire
Claire.
and Joan discussing fetishes and sending porn to each other. We don't have any confirmed ages of either party at the time of them doing that.
Yeah,
So
and our
again,
only
it's really up in the air.
yeah, and our really only source for that is Claire. But as we already established, Claire is not
Not a
the
good person in the
best.
slightest and not
Yeah,
reliable.
not yeah, completely unreliable given her track record. But because of the old bell burner saying that Joan never groomed anyone, Claire proceeded to call anybody who disagrees with her a pedophile defender, saying that we defend her groomer and call us her groomer army. And along with that, she put everybody's Twitter @s and Discord usernames in a Twitter document to try to get us harassed. However, for
Bro,
me,
little
she
bro
put
ain't even spell my name right.
yeah, she put my Twitter username as my Discord username. Reason for that
Little
being,
bro called me Son Domino. I'm pissed.
yeah,
I'm
that document
salty as
was.
shit.
Come on, man! If you're gonna try to get us harassed, at least do your fucking research, bro.
But
Like the like,
yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up here because I
yeah,
mean, again, there isn't really
um,
much to
yeah,
cover.
yeah.
I
Oh yeah,
mainly
by the way,
covered, huh?
there's one last thing. Claire sent me for inflation porn. Because around the time she started calling me a pedophile defender for someone I don't even know. Um, uh, she decided to reply to me with furry porn, which got her main at the time completely banned off the face of the earth. But luckily, I did screenshot both a censored version, which I had to censor manually, and a uncensored version, which is in my document. As, yeah. She did try to defend this, and we did mention it during the stage when I was going over the other notable events that happened. She also joked about me being groomed, even though I was never groomed by Joan. Hell, I never even talked to her. Camilla, alright, I talked to her like 3 or 4 times. But like it was mostly just talking about getting some more information about what the hell Claire was talking about. Um, but and also like a few other people in the situation, I am a victim, so like yeah. And because of this, I don't know if this is bad to say, but I'm starting to like doubt her story saying that she was a victim because like she's wishing the shit she went through on other people, which is very fucked up. So um there's
It's
that
just
anyway.
again, it's just a really fucky situation.
Yeah, it's all messy. Not even
But
clean cut.
to end this off, I just want to say, please do not harass anybody mentioned. Like Bree has said earlier, if you see either Claire or Devin, just block, report, call it a day. Because I'm not gonna lie, you will get pulled into a shit ton of drama, and I'm sure nobody wants that. Clover or Bree, y'all got anything you want to say to end this off?
Um, I will be making my own video more discussing the shit I had to go through because like there's a lot. Like I had to when I wrote my document, it's currently 82 pages long.
Damn.
Now, granted, a lot of the shit we've already talked about. For example, the group chat, the few Twitter arguments, talking about me being groomed, Claire sending me furry porn, making no. Okay, well, actually, we never. I don't think we actually talked about the fact that Claire made multiple accounts to harass people. She still does that
Yeah,
to
but
this day.
yeah, I'm gonna have that. That's again, that is in the document. All her current accounts that we know of are gonna be linked in there. That way you can block them, report them, whatever you choose to
Yeah.
do.
And along with that, during the initial Twitter stage, she did admit, fucking playing YouTube videos. Anyways, so during the document, or during the Twitter stage, Claire admitted that she had people scanning my account and others, um, because when we have her blocked, she'll find a way to just quote retweet our shit. Um, of course, we talked about stage, Nicole, um, Debbie, um, but I don't think there's actually much else to talk about in my regards, unless Claire decides to pop up and try to harass me in DMs again. If that happens, I'll probably mention that in my video. Um, yeah, I think that's all for me. Bree?
Bree, you got anything you want to say?
My name is Bree, and I approve this message.
bro.
Alright.
Well, again, if you if you like this video, feel free to like. Any boost helps. Subscribe. Go check out Clover. Like they said, they'll be making their own video. I will have all the sources for this linked in the description down below, as well as Clover's channel. And like I said, bro's birthday was yesterday. As of the recording of this video, please say happy belated birthday. And that's about it. So hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for coming.
Yeah.